welcome to another Life of Elena's video. So today's video is mainly going to be me talking about so I've been listening to Damon John, the owner of FUBU, his Visualize album, and just his podcast and just him in general. So anyway, so this is my my lip balm. It's a peppermint. Anyway, I just had to put that on. But anyway, so I've been listening to him lately, and it's just been really great. So the song that I want to talk about that inspired this video is going to be Rise. So if y'all haven't checked it out, y'all definitely need to check it out. So the song Rise is just, you know, talking about his rise to where he is now, and that pretty much anybody can do it if you have that grind, and like his struggles and stuff like that. So the first thing he talks about is mainly like that he struggled in high school, and that college, you know, he kept thinking about going to college, but it just never happened pretty much. And so that just had me inspired to talk about like my struggles and like kind of like what started me into doing like, you know, starting a business pretty much. So I started my first business back in elementary. Back then at JJ Rose in South Dallas, at one point they had told us we couldn't go to the candy lady across the street anymore, and which was crazy to me because like we used to go like before and after school. So it's like before school, before school starts, how you gonna tell us what to do? Anyway, so I saw that as an opportunity to start selling candy. And so I told my mom, and then my mom pretty much like supplied me with candy, and I would sell the little fun size candy bars. So if any of my elementary people are on here, like if y'all remember that, comment below. But anyway, so I wound up stopping that venture in business. But then high school, like I said, I struggled just because in school they teach you a lot of different things that for me personally I never really applied after school. So like after I graduated, I didn't apply a lot of biology, a lot of chemistry, you know what I mean? So it was just knowledge that I kind of gained, kind of like, for me, kind of for no reason in a way, but except to pass a test at the end of the year. So I struggled in high school, and then once I got out of high school, I was like, okay, what do I do? And so, you know, most people, they say, go to college. You know, that's the next stage in life. And so I was like, okay, I guess I'll go to college. And so I picked my school after I went on some college tours. And I went to Texas A&M in Texarkana. And so then while I was there, things was good at first. My major was mass communications, which, I mean, to be honest, I'm doing it now. So I'm like, it actually was a good degree. But back then, like I was doing good, and because I didn't have any responsibilities. I had a car note and like other bills, but my parents kind of took over it while I was in school to help me, you know, focus. But then eventually that became too much for them. And then I had to like get a job and start paying my bills pretty much, which I had a job before that. I had a job ever since I was like 16. I had a job ever since I was 16, but now I'm in college and stuff like that. So pretty much like once I got a job and stuff, my grades started slipping, and I had to like I had to drop classes and stuff. And then that really just made me think like, what am I doing this for? Like, do I really want to do stuff in mass communications? Should I change my major? Like, I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And I think like that second year I dropped out, but over the years I went to school like off and on. But then I wound up going to Job Corps in Clearfield, Utah. And so that's what really like sparked something in me. Like, I really like Job Corps, which I'll do a separate video about my experience in Job Corps and in Utah and everything like that. But while in Utah, my trade was office administration. So office administration, I think that actually helped. Like, I feel like everything I kind of was doing was leading me to the path I am at currently. And I just appreciate my journey. And my journey is not over until I die. You know what I mean? Like, and even with that, you know, my journey is passed on through my kids. But anyways, enough about that. So, while I was there, I graduated with Office Administration as my trade certificate. And after that, I wound up moving to Colorado. And I wound up getting jobs in that trade industry, Office Administration, which was cool, but traditional jobs have just never been my thing. Like, I kind of suck at them, to be honest. So, I had jobs, and I had one office administration job, which I will always say that was my best job ever. They were just very supportive. It was just a great environment. But I wound up leaving there just because, like, I don't know, like, you know, I was young, and I just felt like I wanted to work in the cannabis industry. And I actually didn't like working in the cannabis industry just because, like, I gardened at home. Then I was doing, like, the whole cannabis industry. I just didn't have a work-life balance. It was just, like, all, like, the same thing all day. And for me, it just didn't work. But for most people, they would love that. You know what I mean? Like, nothing's wrong with it. It just didn't work out for me. So, then after that, and before that, when I was at the best job ever, I had started a business. So if any of my Facebook friends are on here, most of y'all will remember probably, I started that hair business called True Goddess. So, while I started that, weave is always in and will probably always be in. And so I was like, I want to get on this wave and stuff like that. And that was back in 2015. So that wound up ending just because I wasn't really passionate about that. It just wasn't my thing. That just, you know, like, I wasn't really wearing too much weave before that. But I was like, okay, I am now and stuff like that. But it just was not my thing. So moving on, I moved back to Dallas, and then I decided, like, I always garden. I've been gardening for, like, the last 5 years. So I was like, okay, I could start, like, maybe doing that as a business, selling herbs and stuff like that. And so right when I had just started, we wound up moving to Alabama. So I had one client with that business, and then I was like, well, I'm about to leave, so, you know, I can't do it anymore. And so then we wound up moving to Huntsville. And before we had moved here in Texas, I had already started making soaps. And because I'm kind of a Renaissance person, I love just making my own products and everything like that. And so while there, I was just doing it for fun. And so then when we came to Alabama, I was just like, oh, before that, my stories are all over the place. Okay, so before that, I had this job, right? And so at first I thought it was gonna be a great job, but they was on some BS. And so anyway, so I wound up getting fired from their job. They was playing games even with the being fired part. That's a different story. But anyway, so I wound up getting fired, which I was okay with because I was about to move anyways and also get married, which I didn't tell them that because I was like, you know, I ain't cool with y'all anyways. So when I got fired, it really made me, I was about 25. And I just started going through a phase where I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing in my life. I don't know what I want to do in my life. And, like, I was just completely just lost, y'all. Lost in the sauce, like Gucci Mane would say. I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. I felt like I wasn't old, but I also wasn't, like, super young either. So, and then I started, like, looking it up. And apparently I was in a quarter life crisis. It's like a real thing, y'all. And so it just made me realize, like, I was like, okay, I got fired from this job. I was getting, like, unemployment, which, like I said, I was in transition anyways from a different state and everything. So that kind of worked out for me. And so while I was on, like, unemployment and just planning for a wedding and everything like that, it just really gave me time to think, like, what do I want to do in my life? And so then I was just like, well, I've been making soaps and I garden, so I was like, I can make that into a business. So then I started, like, looking into stuff, and, like, by that time I really didn't, like, start really, like, selling stuff at that point just because I had the wedding and everything like that. And I didn't start my first market until, like, the last quarter of the year of 2018, which I did low meals. So thank y'all Low Mills for my opportunity for, just having that opportunity for people to come sell. Like, I really appreciate that. So, I went there to sell, and when I was there, y'all, selling the products that I make, I just felt something ignited me. It was like a fire. Like, I was just like, this is what I want to do. I was like, I really enjoy talking about my product, and I'm passionate about it because I actually make it from scratch. I actually make it. You know what I mean? Like, I could tell you about the process that I did, cold process, hot process, whatever. Like, I could tell you, like, what was my inspiration behind it. It just, like, created, like I said, a passion in me that I never had with a traditional job, because that was somebody else's passion. You get what I'm saying? It's hard to make somebody passionate about, like, their passion, pretty much. And so, when I did that first market, I was just like, I gotta do this again. Like, I was like, I really enjoyed this. Like, the day went by pretty fast. It was just really, really nice. And so then after that, I felt passionate. But then after that, I wound up finding out that I was pregnant with my now baby Luca. And so then I started thinking, I have anxiety, y'all. So I started thinking, like, oh my gosh, can I do all of this? Like, I was like, can I, like, because I was like, it's a bunch of stuff that I have to take. Like, and back then, it was just me. I didn't have a cart or anything like that to help me with. So I was like, I got to bring all this stuff up there. And, like, I was like, I don't want to strain myself either, because now I'm pregnant. And so at that point, I was like, okay, I think I'm going to just take a break, which kind of defeated me just because I had just found my passion again. But, it was just something that I felt like I had to do. Now looking back at it, I really don't feel like I had to do that, because, like, now I know I just gained more knowledge. But so I stopped, and then I had an Etsy shop, which I still have an Etsy shop. And then I would still sell stuff on there sometimes and advertise it sometimes, but it wasn't like, I wasn't really going hard on it. And so then I had my baby in July 2019. Then October 2019, I relaunched the latest collection. So my baby was about 3 months, right? Yeah, about 3 months or so. And ever since then, I have been go, go, go. Go, go, go. I have been just working really hard and just getting myself out there. I've been doing markets just about like 90% of the months after that, except now because we're on quarantine. So I can't really do markets. So I've really just been putting myself out there more on social media and stuff and just trying to get organized. But y'all, when I relaunched my business, I went hard. Like, I had the soaps, then people would be asking me, like, do I make other things? And I was like, oh no, I just make soaps for now. And then I started making candles, because then people kept asking me about candles and different things. I listen to people. I listen to what people want, supply and demand. I listen to what people want, and I see if I can deliver that. And so I started with the soaps. Then I moved on to candles and lip balms and just adding on. And so like I said, so far I have really been getting myself out there, getting my name out there. Like, people are starting to, like, recognize, like, my logo or me and stuff like that. Like, okay, so it's been great. I'll go to, like, new craft fairs, and, like, some of the people there will be like, oh, hey, that's Elena's collection. Like, they'll see, like, my logo or something like that. And they're like, oh, your soaps at Zenzele and Consignment. And I'm like, yeah, how you know that? Like, I was like, that's really cool. Like, thank you. And stuff like that. And then even when I went to Huntsville Herbology, like, I had been in contact with them saying that I really need to do this. I really need to do this. And so when I finally did do it, they was like, hey, it's Elena's collection and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, like, yay. Like, I could see that energy that I'm putting out there. I'm getting that same energy back. People are really starting to, like, know who I am, know my product and stuff like that, which I appreciate. So I'm just really glad where I am, like, living here in Huntsville, Alabama. It's a real sense of community here. Like, even though there's other people who, make soap here, Like, I feel like the main people who make soap, I can kind of count them on my two hands. Even with them, like, we still kind of support each other. Like, there's one lady who makes soaps. Her soaps are like more landscape and like just different from mine. And like even with her, like she was like, hey, yeah, I make soaps too. And I was like, oh, hey. And so she was like, yeah, people be asking me, do I make goat milk soap? And she was like, no, I don't. So she was like, so now I know if somebody wants goat milk soap, I'll tell them, hey, you know, Elaine's Collection does it. And so I was like, oh, thank you. So like we do different things like that. If somebody's looking for more like colorful soaps or like landscape kind of soaps, like I'll tell them like, oh, hey, this person does it. Go down there, and like vice versa. So even with that, even though we sell soaps, our soaps are still different. So it's not necessarily a competition, but we still help each other out. It's still a sense of community. And then also I've been doing a lot of different podcasts and getting on other different people's platforms, which also helps my platform. And it's just people that I really look up to that help the community out. You know what I mean? So the latest ones that I've done is Jason Conversation, which I'm waiting on that one to come out soon. Then also I was on Owns Love and Marriage Huntsville. Letitia Scott, she's one of the wives on there. She has her own podcast, which is called Mommy Business Podcast. And I was on her podcast recently, and she is a really great person. Really loving, and just, I respect her a lot. And she's really great in this community and stuff like that. Really putting us on the map. And so I did the interview with her. It was really, really nice. And I just feel like the things that I've accomplished and getting my name out there with my relaunch and everything, I just feel like if I was in a bigger city, like, I just don't feel like I could have done it as fast, I would say, like, because, like, I feel like it would take a lot longer. But here, like I said, I've really been grinding, and it's a smaller city. So I feel like everybody kind of knows everybody, and, like, it's not that big, like, compared to, like, Dallas. Like, Dallas, you would spend at least, like, 30 minutes getting somewhere. Here, most of the time, the most you're going to spend going somewhere is, like, 15 minutes. Like, it's lovely. So, I really like that sense of community. People are willing to help you. Even when I launch, like, new products, sometimes, like, when I share my product, like, some people, like, one of my clients, she works on the radio, she will just automatically share it. And I absolutely love that. Like, she's such a great person, too. So I really appreciate the people who I don't have to, like, ask necessarily, like, oh, can you share this on your platform and stuff like that? They'll just automatically do it because it's, like I say, it's such a sense of community here. And so then even with the other people, like, I'll be like, hey, can you share this on your platform? I'm going to be coming out with this new line of my products. And they'll be like, yeah, I can do it. Just let me know when you need it done by. And I'm like, okay, cool. And so we kind of go back and forth with that. We each support each other. And also, I've been doing a lot of work with Third Dimension. They've been doing some wood burning. And so, yeah. So I'm like, it's just a really great sense of community here. And I really enjoy that. And my friend in Dallas, she actually has a business. And she said, like, you know, since it is a big city, and also since we grew up there, she said it's kind of harder because, you know, people know you, I guess. And so also it's kind of like, since it is a bigger city, it's kind of like a popularity contest. Like, even though your stuff might be good, people still might rock with somebody else just because, I don't know, like, they just more popular or something like that. So here, since I started, like, you know, nobody really knew me. I could kind of make a name for myself. And so, but I still get support from people in Dallas, like my classmates and stuff like that. So I get support everywhere. But here, I just feel like, you know, like I keep saying, it's a great sense of community here. Like, it's a great place to raise your family and everything. And, like, I just can't wait until this quarantine is over, y'all. Like, seriously, because this quarantine is, like, it's really killing my vibe. Like, seriously, because, like, I have this entrepreneur spirit to get out there, talk to people, and I can't really do that. Like, I've still been doing some notary assignments just because the notary, a lot of people are needing that right now. I mean, people need it anyways, but a lot of people are needing it because of the virus. Like, they need things done. So I just been really trying to keep myself busy and trying to get organized and plan during this downtime. But I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Sometimes I don't do anything, like, and I know I should, but it's just like this period is just such a downer where I feel like, I'm like, I just feel like, oh, what's the point? But then I'm like, this will be over eventually. So, like, will you be ready to, stay on that path once this is over? And so that's what gets me going each day. Like saying, like, I need to get prepared. I need to plan ahead, get organized. So that was mainly it for today because I just really got inspired by the Damon John's visualized song and album. Just saying, like, you need to visualize where you're going in life, and just I always like to think back to where I started. Like when I look at my pictures on Facebook, when I first did my first market, woo, baby, like I just be like, what was I thinking? Like I didn't have no tablecloth, like my wrapping and stuff, like it was, ooh, baby. I have grown. I have started growing and learning, and even now, like I know eventually I'm going to change my packaging again. Like, I feel like as you grow, then you need to, like, adapt and change different things. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, definitely give me a thumbs up. Also, subscribe. And I will see y'all later. So, thank you very much. Bye-bye.